Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you. Hold on 1 second, I think. Hello?
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 Hello.
Okay, I can hear you. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm ready now. Well, I'm not exactly ready, but close enough to ready.
Cool. Um, no, we said we wanted to do this as like a breakdown, but didn't we do like the first like three-ish chapters in
It kind
another
of did, but
episode?
not. We didn't exactly. We kind of said it in a way that was like. We didn't exactly say what happened.
Because
Well,
we
yeah,
didn't want
we
to.
described it without describing most of it, so there's no vivid detail of what happened.
We didn't want to spoil everything, but
No,
this is
so
like a
we'll freeball it.
spoiler full episode.
Yeah, it is. So if you haven't read it, that we've given you like a month at this point. So if you
Oh,
haven't read it,
I feel like this is gonna be like separate from the rest of our episodes. This is
yeah, I
just
can make them
because
consider like a bonus episode.
bonus spoiler episode.
Yeah, I can label them bonus episodes. So
Awesome.
whatever day they come out is when they come out. I haven't decided yet. But I guess I need to actually introduce. Well, so welcome to the Truth Runs Deep in SV podcast, and I'm Terryn.
And I'm Callie.
And today we're doing something a bit different than we normally do. So we've kind of talked about this for a couple of times in different episodes, but we've written probably our most famous work together, The Truth and Nothing But the Truth, which is a fanfic we based on 2309. Yeah.
Actually,
Well, post
post
2309, but it's not
2309.
really about that. It's post 2309. So we kind of just, we told this,
Yeah, we took some, after stuff.
we'll break it down. We'll see how many chapters we get through in this episode, and we'll keep doing this if you're interested in it, because it's fun for us to explain
It
what
very much is.
it is. Because people are like, "What did you come up with that one from?" I'm like, I don't know. Most of them are from my either folding the laundry or borderline insomnia. So you never know.
Mine are from just because they are in my head, or occasionally if I'm eating pizza.
Mine's folding the laundry. Yeah, I tell you, I'm like, I'm folding the laundry. I got it.
You do.
I haven't done that in a minute because I'm at my house.
Okay. Do we want to start with chapter one, or just jump to
Uh,
4?
well, we like, specifically explain the reasoning behind chapter. We kind of the first two are not that hard to explain. Well, the
It's
first chapter
basically
particularly is
intro.
yeah. The first one it
It's
doesn't need that much explaining. It's
it's
very
basically uh Amanda, Sunny, and Finn all talking to Olivia about after the trial.
mm-hmm.
And yes, we know Amanda wasn't in the episode, but look, if
He implied it enough that she knew something.
she's gotta know because she was there for the beginning of like prodigal son and all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. Also, if Carisi got threatened, I feel like Amanda is gonna have to know about it somehow.
Yeah, definitely fair. Fair. I feel like she knew some stuff. She knew about. She wasn't there, but she knew.
Yeah, and
And
Amanda's like clever enough to know stuff's going on.
yeah, and we did it. We wrote it well. Wrote it so that she like the way we wrote it. Also, it makes sense that like
Yeah. Let me see if I can read the line. I found it. Yeah. So it says Amanda Rollins had noticed Olivia hadn't stopped to get her morning cup of coffee, and felt something was off about her boss. She got up from her desk and knocks on Olivia's door. Um. Then she's like,
I think
"Sorry, I
Olivia.
had the stroke of genius, so I
You
have to
know, he had to take care of it. Like I was
take
like, you're
care of
writing. I
it."
see you on the dock. Man, I don't know. What's the last thing you said? Because I kept talking and didn't realize how, like it wasn't connected.
I
So
Yeah, I think I was just reading the quote.
I was too. I read that quote, and then I read talking about how everyone kind of thought something was off about Raphael during the trial. You wrote
Yeah,
several lines about that.
because it was very. It's like they all worked with him for 6 years. I feel like
Mm.
they would all know something was off.
Yeah, so yeah, basically, yeah. And Olivia talks about how, like, ever since Elliot came back, her life has been hard, and the show hasn't admitted that, but, it's true.
I honestly think the show kind of has.
It has, but not, Olivia has not outright said it. It's implying that it's like, it beats around the bush about that topic, I think. But it's like, but they kind of have, because anytime somebody asks about, well, particularly it's Finn, you ask about Elliot, and then she's like, well, which is out of character in my opinion, but you know, I don't get to make the rules apparently. Hello, hello, you Gary, Callie.
Okay, actually back
Okay,
this time.
we're good.
I got a phone call and I was like a number I didn't know, but like I needed something for work, so I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was them calling, and then scam call.
So,
So anyway,
uh,
back.
anyway, uh, we're talking about how we. Well, I was saying like the show kind of beats around the bush about the fact that Olivia's life has been hard since Elliot came back, but
I think that I have to disagree because there's been a lot of stuff where like she's like said like things have been happening. Like when she's talking to Finn
mm-hmm.
about how didn't like Finn say that like Phoebe was trying to set
Oh yeah, I do remember now. Yeah,
Sailor
that's the same.
up?
With that's the first. That's the season premiere at the beginning, and then
Oh,
she
that's
talks about.
hilarious.
Oh, I do remember now. It has caused a problem because she was like, I lied to Doctor Lindstrom about it.
Yeah, she's lying to her therapist, but also
Yeah,
thank you Phoebe for like trying to do something, but also don't subject any of your friends to him.
yeah. Don't do that. It's bad.
Don't. I
Yeah,
find it hilarious that she's like, no, I'm just gonna try to set somebody up.
yeah.
Like,
Just not.
that's really funny to
It
me.
is. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, um, yeah, so that's happened. Olivia's had to shoot somebody on Christmas. She's got a
Yeah,
lot of crap going on
yeah. She's got some things she hasn't
besides
talked
all these
about.
stuff with Stabler. She
Yeah,
needs
it's
like
building up, and it's building up quickly.
it really. She needs like a moment. Oh, and of course all the stuff from the 500th. She needs like a moment to just like I don't know. I don't care if it's by herself or with like I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Amanda because they've been a lot more open with each other recently. Where
Mm-hmm.
she just needs a moment to like break down and yell and cry about all the shit that is going on in her life.
Yeah, it's literally wild. Oh, and I forgot about Burton. I was like, Burton, that happened too
Yeah,
this season.
that's the 500 stuff.
Yeah, and he's
Also,
coming back
yeah,
again next week.
whose
Well,
idea is that?
next
Like,
week. As of the time, who knows when next week is by the time.
give
You may have seen the episode by the time this episode comes out. Who knows?
give the woman a break.
Yeah, they're not doing it. I don't know. It's a
No,
lot, man. So we didn't think about think all the things that had come before this. We kind of just were like, let's
yeah.
go with that situation.
Okay. Anyway,
Just the whole first
uh,
chapter is them being like, they actually tell Olivia, go take a break, go
yeah,
home.
they literally like,
That's it.
yeah. I think it was let me see who said it. Yeah, there we go. This is after Finn tells her that um he met with Elliot when he came back, and that he tried to tell her that Olivia was doing good,
Mm-hmm.
that about like she had a few relationships and his son, and his first thing was who's the guy.
Yeah.
And Olivia says, Finn, thank you for telling me, and I know we have a tough case in our hands, but I can't be here right now. And Finn says, I understand, Liv. Go home and get some rest. We got it handled here. So she goes home, and she's like thinking about Barba, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and how she's thinking of how instead she could have checked on him, but went to go help Elliot and Eli instead, which honestly understandable because
Mm-hmm.
she helped deliver the kid. It's not these kids are important to her,
Mm-hmm.
Elliot aside. Anyway, she goes home. She's thinking about like the different partnerships, and she falls asleep.
Yep.
And then chapter 2?
Yeah. Basically, this is chapter 1 wasn't very long. We kind of were just like
No.
intro. Here you go.
Intro, here. Chapter 2 is when we get stuff. So, this is the idea that we got from our friend Mary, and I immediately sent it to you. Like, we
Yeah,
need to
it was
absolutely
probably one of
write
my
this.
favorite parts he wrote. There's a lot of favorite parts. Okay, this whole book is like my favorite, but
Yeah, this
this
whole book
part
is everything. So,
it picked our brains a lot. We
the
cried a lot.
idea that, yeah,
This is the
the
part when we say,
idea,
"Oh, I cried a lot." This is the part we're talking about.
yeah, the idea that we got was like, because during the show was like around Christmas time, was that Olivia's dreams would be Christmas present, Christmas past, and Christmas future.
Mm-hmm.
And so we first start with Christmas past and a flashback that we loved seeing it. So it's basically Christmas morning, and Olivia, is spending the morning with Noah, and they're having Christmas pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Raphael comes and shows up in a cozy sweater and 2 bags of presents on his arm. And he's like, "Merry Christmas, Liv. I hope I'm not interrupting your time with Noah, but I wanted to stop by and give you both your presents." And Livia's like, "You didn't have to get us anything." He's like, "I wanted to." And, Noah's so happy to see his Uncle Rafa.
It's so sweet. That's not my favorite.
He learns a Spanish word.
He does.
And then he gives him his presents. And this is our headcanon, but we are slowly going with it until canon says otherwise. Is that his present from Raphael's present to Noah was an elephant, a stuffed elephant, which is Eddie the elephant.
Yep, you live on. You stand on this.
Emotional squeak, the emotional stuff. And then our next thing was that he gave Olivia a necklace that said "Fearless" on it, and he says that he got it custom made for her to replace the one that Olivia gave Ariel in. I think it's surrendering.
Yeah, it is.
No, is it surrendering Benson or surrendering Noah?
Surrendering Noah. Surrender Benson is
a different one. Yeah,
different time. Yep. Not that time.
Okay, yeah. So surrendering Noah, she gives Ariel her fearless necklace, and so Raphael gave her one to replace it. And oh my god, I forgot we wrote this. Then Raphael helps her put it on.
Yeah, we our little hearts before we quickly broke them.
Before we quickly broke it, oh for sure. So yeah, no, happy Christmas moments.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is where this is where we get to controversy, but we're close to controversy. We cried,
then we got to Christmas present, where because
he's gonna say it now. There's no secrets here now. We've already if you haven't read the fic by now, it's too late. Why are you here?
God damn it. I know, like in the original story, like Christmas present is like half good, half bad.
Yeah, this one's just bad.
This one's just bad. It's like there's 2 futures basically. Because Christmas future is like the really bad one.
Not again. I realized I scrolled down a little bit and I was like, wait a second.
Oh, I'm going to read it.
Okay, you have to read it out loud too. Well, because it's good.
Okay.
Everyone, bring your tissues by now. If you don't have them, oh well.
We gotta get it. So her Christmas future is when Olivia sees on the news local defense attorney gunned down in his apartment.
Yep.
So Raphael is dead.
Yeah.
Surprise. Not really.
It's a possibility, but he's like, I feel like the show would play that card but not kill him.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like an episode where like they gave it to us and it's honestly then it actually turns out to be a dream. I'm surprised they haven't done an episode like that, to be quite honest. It's like a trope that a lot of shows do. Anyway, so yeah, Raphael's dead, and the last thing Olivia ever told him was that she felt betrayed by him.
Yep.
And then his mother gives her a letter. And
Ooh,
I'm going to read the letter now because you all need to hear this if
you
you
do.
haven't
We
read
took
it already.
turns. We took
We
turns writing
did.
it.
We did
So
the turn.
like,
I
it's
don't
the.
remember who
I think
wrote
I wrote the
what.
first part. I think
We
I
went
wrote the
in.
first. I think I wrote the first part, and then you wrote the second part, and then I kind of don't know what happened after that. I just know I wrote the first part, you wrote, and then we kind of just. You wrote
Would
the
you like?
last part for sure.
Yeah. Would
Okay,
you like
I'll
to
read.
take
I'll
turns
read the first.
reading it, or
Yeah, we
yeah?
can. Okay, so there's like
Okay.
four. It's like four-ish parts. So we kind of broke it up because we had to put emotions in it.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm sorry giggling because I don't cry and stuff. Okay, it says,
Yeah.
here we go. My dearest Olivia Benson, if you were given this letter, it means I died. I guess I owe you explanation for defending Richard Wheatley. I took the case because he knew we were close and threatened to kill you if I didn't get him a not guilty verdict. Even if I had, I knew too much. I was too much of a liability for Wheatley for him to keep me alive. And then she stops like she's like Olivia stops reading it for a second, but she keeps reading anyway. And then she says, "There never was a question." And he says, "There never was a question of whether or not I would do this. I'd much rather have lived in the regret of taking the case, seeming like a villain in your eyes, than living with the regret of not doing everything in my power to protect you. I know that it doesn't matter now, but know this: no, I know you never needed someone to protect you. After all you did for me, I couldn't just stand by when you were in very real danger. You told me in full news that day that he had tried to kill you, and that been in the back of my mind the whole time. When Wheatley threatened Carisi in open court, I realized that he wouldn't hesitate to kill anyone in his way. Whether well, that's why I asked for a mistrial. I couldn't risk him being found guilty after that confession. I didn't want to. I wanted to tell him that he was my client. He was my client, but sadly, what Wheatley wants, Wheatley gets, including my death. Okay, so then she pauses again, and then you can read the other thing if you're not in tears.
Okay. I guess I've been avoiding these three little words long enough. I love you. You mean the world to me and to so many people. I did what I did because I love you with all my heart. I thought you should at least know that when post at least know
Posthumous.
that
Posthumous.
posthumously. I
That
can
word's
never say that word.
and me
I
neither.
told you you brought color to my world and you opened my heart. I still thank you for that. I'd do it all again if it means you'd be alive. I told you once not everything done in the dark is shameful, and I still believe that. I know I betrayed you, but I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me because I forgive you.
Oh, you're actually crying. I hear you. You're actually crying. Oh boy.
I'm close.
There's
I'm so okay.
you got the tears. Okay, there's two lines. We cried ourselves.
I got tears in my eyes. I pray you find happiness, Olivia Benson, because every moment I had with you showed me what true happiness was.
Oh man, there's like two lines left. It's so much. We cried.
You deserve the world.
We are two very emotional people. Okay.
And while it won't be me, I hope I'm actually crying. Oh gosh. And while it won't
Now we're giggling because you have to stop crying. You're almost done. It's like this literally is the saddest thing I've ever. Okay, it's not the saddest thing. We're a bunch of sad stuff after this, but
and while it won't be me, I hope someone will give it to you. My lived forever and always. Raphael Barba.
we I forgot whose idea this was. I think it was mine. But anyway, we cried.
I'm crying. Oh my
I cried
gosh.
writing it. I took pictures of myself documenting my tears as I wrote this. And it
I'm
was like,
crying.
oh man,
Okay.
it hurt. That one hurt
So
real
yeah.
bad.
And then Olivia falls to the ground and clutches the letter to her chest and sobs. Like kind of like I am right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I really did not expect to start crying while reading it, but I'm
Yo,
crying. So
crying.
she said she would never be able to take back what she said, but to honor Raphael, she somehow had to move on. She looks to his grave and whispers, I forgive you. Thank you for everything, Raphael. You will always be my Rafa and a hero in my heart.
Oh man, I
And
forgot.
so
Oh man, I breathed the tears too. Oh man.
that's the end of chapter 2.
Yep. Ugh. We kind of quickly put out 1 and 2 and 3, so it's not like there's a big gap. If you
Yeah.
actually read the story, there wasn't a long wait.
Oh god, I really was not expecting me to start crying.
No.
Okay.
Okay, chapter 3. There's not many
Chapter
tears in this one.
3,
It's
and
just
I have to read the summary because it kind of fits everything. And so It says, I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I'm living, so different now from what it seemed. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed. And in case that does sound familiar, it's because it's from the song from Les Mis. Anyway,
Yeah. A little bit of a trigger warning. We kind of talked about domestic violence in this part, so
yeah, very much,
yeah,
yeah.
trigger warning. There you go. Had to put it
It
out
is
there first.
also the first chapter with the song, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to read the intro because yeah, guys, prepare yourself. So
Okay,
this
here
is
you go.
Christmas.
Here you go. Here you go. Here.
This is Christmas future.
It's around. It
Um,
might be a little sooner than Christmas, but we don't. It doesn't really matter.
okay. Olivia's dream changed once more, and 3 years had passed since that tragic day. Olivia had taken Raphael's last wish to heart and married Elliot. Olivia knew she was never going to replace Kathy, but it was nice to see the smile return to Elliot and his kids' faces. Elliot at first seemed to understand that Olivia was grieving for the man she cared for, but that was then and this is now. Now it was the two of them, and Olivia was starting to find the happiness she longed for. It was their anniversary tonight, and Olivia wanted to surprise Elliot. She got all dressed up in a red dress that went right above her knee. It accentuated her curves and showed off her cleavage just the right amount. She felt amazing. She puts on a bold red lipstick and opens up her jewelry box to see the necklace Raphael gave her years ago. She feels a tinge of pain in her chest seeing it, but she knows it would look great with her outfit. So she puts it on and takes one more look in the mirror. She feels fearless. Olivia walks out into the living room and she sees Elliot. She smiles at Elliot before doing a little spin.
Yeah.
Should
Okay.
I
So
should I keep going or do we
no,
want to?
we'll need to. We'll explain it in a sec. So basically, we get in trouble immediately off the bat. We'll get in trouble
This is the
immediately off.
chapter where people
We
started
did.
canceling us.
Yeah, we got canceled here. Okay. So basically, uh, later on, we do kind of explain the reasoning behind this later on. We've written
Yeah,
other parts of
yeah.
the stream, but at this current part, we haven't quite. But yeah, she does it. The other characters talk about like they see red flags and all this stuff, but like we haven't gotten to that part yet. But
Nope.
so we decided that why did we just I don't know why we decided this honestly, but I the beginning of this chapter is that like things are going okay, you know he seemed to be fine, but later on I guess we can later on that part of troublesome, but like like Finn and Carisi and Amanda
Yeah.
do see the red flags of the relationship, but they just don't know what to do exactly. It ends up being we'll talk about it
So
actually a little bit in this chapter a little
this
later.
was like definitely new for us because
We debated even doing this.
we never written EO before
Yeah, it was weird.
ever.
It makes
It
me
was weird,
cringe. I'm sorry.
especially because we were like trying to find like ways to like make it happy at times,
Yeah,
but
we wanted
then
it to
we
be there, but
still
not smut. No,
exactly.
we were
We'll
like,
get to that why she said that in a moment or later.
yeah, it was
Um,
weird, but we wrote it anyway. We're laughing.
do you want me to keep reading
Uh,
it or like get
we can explain
down
it because we won't exactly. If there's a
to the
lot, because this chapter's kind of
point?
long too, so
Okay, so
we may have to read all of
basically,
it.
and I like asked Terryn about this multiple times because I was like wanted to make it accurate. So basically, Elliot looks at her in her dress and he asked her if she wants to wear it because he thinks it's a bit much. And I like had to ask Terryn. I'm like, has he ever commented on a woman's appearance? Turns out he kind of has. So
Yeah,
and she says, "What do you mean?" He says, "Your chest." And Olivia knows exactly what she means because ever since Lewis, she's has has scars on her chest. Um, and Olivia's like, Elliot, you never had a problem with them before. And the big thing that you need to know from this is, he says, I don't live, but there's no reason you need to be showing them off to anyone else.
yeah, and this theme sticks along. Oh,
This
I almost
theme sticks
unplugged everything.
along
I almost unplugged everything.
for a while.
Yeah, this theme. Don't forget about this
That
particular theme that we went with it for. Oh,
we went just basically, not like Elliot's ashamed of her, but she doesn't think that she should be uncomfortable, but she doesn't think that she should be like showing it to anybody else.
yeah, he's
Um,
he's
he
very
says
much a
that
gatekeeper of her.
Yeah, it says at one point, he says, I didn't think he'd want to be uncomfortable showing them to anyone but me.
Yeah, we were very particular about that one. There's a lot of times where they like talk about stuff like that, but
Uh, then we
uh,
get to the point where he sees her necklace.
yeah. This is where we get in trouble a little bit. This is
This
where
is where we get in
you see the
trouble.
parts where we get canceled start back here.
This is kind of where we got in trouble with both fans, surprisingly, One more than the other, but Liv, and he says, Liv, why are you wearing the necklace he gave you? I don't want you wearing something that son of a bitch gave you. It's our anniversary. It's enough that you're always visiting his grave.
Yeah. So we
And
talk about this
then,
later, but like Olivia's the person who like takes care of Raphael's grave.
oh
She's
yeah,
she still likes
as she
to,
should, as she
he's
would.
dead, but she visits his
Um,
grave quite often.
then, um,
The particular theme of her wedding ring also is something that is in the
yeah,
next sentence.
she
And we're very
plays with a wedding ring, and she feels ashamed. That she even made Elliot think something like that. She takes the necklace off, and Elliot reaches out his hand, and he's wants it to give it to her, but she doesn't want to give it to him. He gets angry, and he reaches to the necklace, and Olivia tries to move away, but next thing you know, their pendant falls on the floor, and it's basically like the necklace is broken.
mm-hmm.
Um, at this point, Elliot's like, "Well, you broke it, and you ruined the night. I would have just if you had just given it to me like I asked."
Mm-hmm.
This part hurt me when we wrote, "I
Oh
just
yeah.
wanted to make you happy. I'm sorry,
Oh yeah,
y'all.
this is where the pain
That
started.
hurt. This is when things
Pain.
hurt."
So much
Um,
pain.
this is yeah. I'm trying to figure out. Oh
Oh, the
yeah,
next line. Oh boy.
this
With the
is what I
lamp.
had. Yep, guys. This is basically going to be turning into a breakthrough slash read through because um so he says, Elliot says, "No, I'm sorry, Liv. I just wanted to enjoy the night with you without anything getting in the way. I love you." He wraps his arms around her waist. She goes stiff. He kisses her cheek, and she pulls away and looks at him angrily. And she said, "Maybe you never understood what Raphael Barba really meant to me." And then, you know, Elliot says, "Well, he's dead. He deserved it. Won't you just let him go already? And it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years, and all you do is mope around and say how much of a good man he was. I just don't see it." Olivia then says, "I let you greet Kathy. I supported you through all of it, even at the expense of myself." Which, yeah, very much so, very much true.
Yeah. There's something else I
Um,
said that he gets upset when she starts. He says, "Oh, you skipped a line a little bit," but this is kind of something important that I realized we talked about a lot later. He doesn't like when she's crying. He gets
oh,
annoyed with her crying and her apologies, and she says she acts like a child. And that line is something particularly we talk about later. I use that again later in an
well,
incident.
yeah, you'll find out as
Yeah,
we go along. Okay. Um, yeah, the expense of herself. Olivia basically put her career on the line with the
yeah,
weekly trial.
yep,
Uh, so Elliot could get justice for Kathy. Although at that point, I honestly think it was turning into justice for himself because he was
yeah,
pissed with Wheatley.
yeah.
Um,
It definitely turned to that.
it turned to that. So then Elliot says, "I let you grieve too, Liv, but we are married now, and I just want to spend time with my wife without any distraction." Olivia's like, "Okay, I'm sorry." She goes to change, and then they can leave. And this is where it gets iffy,
Yeah,
because
more iffy.
more iffy, because
We're
Elliot
just in
finds
trouble. We're
a
getting ourselves.
yeah. Sorry, guys. This is gonna be the episode that cancels a lot.
Oh
Deal with it.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Sorry, we're already canceled. We're just taking our L's when we go.
Elliot finds another dress for her to wear. She doesn't like it, but Elliot does, so she puts it on. She takes the chain off of her and puts the pendant and it in the trash. She walks out and Elliot's like, "You look beautiful again," but that's basically because she changed. This is where we get to the stuff where we're like, "Crap, we tried to write EO.
We
Dang."
did, but not quite. Well, they
Um,
go on their little date, but it's kind of he's annoyed because she's not
anniversary
focused.
shit. This
Yeah,
is
he's
when we
not. He's
get and
annoyed that she's not focused.
yeah.
That's
This
basically
is
he keeps asking what she's
the
thinking about.
this is the big thing
Oh yeah, this is oh boy.
when she said when He notices that Olivia's thinking, and he says, Olivia Stabler, what's on your mind? Ow, that hurt to say out loud.
Yeah, we use this
Oh.
we particularly did this on purpose. It's very gross, but we particularly did do this on purpose quite frequently. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
very intentional thing.
We very much believe that if Barson got married, that Raphael would be totally fine for taking her name.
And he'd be fine when they'd about
He'd be
hyphenating
fine
their names,
taking her
her
name,
name.
hyphenating her
They wouldn't
name.
even they didn't have to change her name. He wouldn't
Yeah,
care.
he wouldn't
But
care. But we very much believe that if they got married, Ellie would be like, "You're Stabler now.
yeah, we went with
That's
this.
it. We're
Yep.
going with it."
Yep.
Anyway, anniversary crap. This is where we were like,
Yeah.
I don't even know who came up with this. What we did.
I think it's you.
I
I think it was you.
I thought it was. Thank you for telling me it was me, because I don't remember.
I think it was you. This was like 6 months ago now. Man.
I don't remember who wrote this. Anyway, this is where we got cringy, and we're like, we have to figure out if we can freaking write this.
Yeah, this is like the bare minimum. We had to put something.
Pushed our writing talents a lot in this chapter.
Yeah, we did, and we've only gotten better / worse from here.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I should read it out loud or not.
No, we don't have to read it out loud, but basically,
I'll give you the summary. They
were gonna get intimate. They were gonna get intimate, basically.
Yeah, she gets dressed up for Elliot. God.
Yeah, that's what happened. But then she doesn't actually want to do anything.
Yeah, she gets dressed up for him. He's happy. He thinks it's his anniversary present. Yada.
If you can understand what that means, then yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, if you get what that means, you can get what we're trying to go with. He basically, they get, she starts to do
They get a little intimate.
And I have to read these few lines.
Yeah, some of them you have to read because you need to understand why this
very big thing throughout our thing.
Yeah, is this particular moment. Was the repeated incident.
Let's say, it says, Liv, you're being stiff. I just can't pleasure you all the time. She says, sorry, she says, lost in thought again. Huh? She says, Elliot, I'm sorry. What can I do for you? He says, I just want you, Liv. I want to be with my wife. He starts to do more stuff. And she says, I don't know, not tonight. And he doesn't know. He's not getting it. And Olivia's like, Elliot, if I need to make it clear, I don't want to have sex tonight. I'm sorry. And then at this point, he's pointing at her scars, and she's like, what the hell?
Yeah. They get another argument. They
get into another argument, and he says, but Liv, your scars are something only you and your husband should see. No one else's. He stops. She says, don't you think I know that already? I know no one else is going to want to see them, but I don't want to care anymore. And I have to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that was kind of like projecting as well. Because I have certain scars on my body that not from, of course, not like from what Liv has been through, but just through my life in general. And I also do not want to give a crap anymore if people see them. So I kind of feel like this part is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm putting it out there. And especially this line, she said, I want to feel beautiful with them. He says, but you're already beautiful, Liv. And then she says, I'm only beautiful to you when I'm your trophy wife. And then we get into a whole nother argument.
Yeah, they argue a lot. Okay, a lot.
About how the fact that he only cares when he can say his wife is an NYPD captain. She doesn't hang out with the squad like she used to. I love this part. I forget who wrote it, but
I think it was you.
Might be. Yeah. It looks like me. Even when we're trying to be intimate, it's all about you. I never get a chance to do what I want. I can't even wear the dresses what I want because you think I'm sewing too much. But Elliot, I am a goddamn beautiful woman, and you need to understand that beyond just surface level, just because we got married, it doesn't mean you control my life. And he says, I'm not controlling. How can you say that? She's like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. She tries to leave. He grabs her arm, turns her back around, lives he Elliot is basically like, I want you to feel comfortable with yourself and me. As for hitting out with the squad, they need to respect that you're my wife and we're going to be spending a lot of time together. Olivia says they're her family.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot's like, you're my family too, so are the kids.
Which means his
And
kids.
yeah, his kids, his 5 kids,
Yeah.
which is true. And then this is when Noah shows up.
Oh boy.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Again, yay! And we're very clear when he said she. So suddenly there's a knock on the door, and Noah says, "Mom, Elliot, not you know, the
Not
other
to,
word,
yeah, we don't
the
use
other
that
word.
word. He doesn't like that
We're
word.
not using it."
No,
And
we're never gonna say it
Elliot
out
is like, "Well, so much for nice and alone." Olivia's like, "Stop it." And at this point, because it's the future, Noah's 11
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Um,
it's a little bit older. So. Oh,
Noah
very
heard them.
particular word. We
I
particularly use a very
did.
particular
I
word here
did.
about what they
I
were
did.
doing. Because
Noah says, I heard you two arguing. And then Olivia says, we weren't arguing, we were. And then Elliot cuts her off and says, squabbling.
yeah, we were very intentional about that word.
Uh huh.
Yeah, what are you
Yeah,
doing? You're
guys,
85
if
squad.
you know, you know.
If you know,
And
you
then
know. I will
I
use that
have
one.
to read the description because it says Olivia feels the pain rise in her chest, hearing him say that. There was only one person she was supposed to be squabbling with, and he was no longer of this world. She pushes the pain aside and looks back at her son. And she's like, your father and I just needed to talk. And Noah's like, he's not my father. Elliot
Yeah,
gets
that's the word we
mad.
do. Yeah.
Uh, he's like, it's nothing. Elliot's like, you want to say that a little louder?
Yeah.
Noah gets,
Trouble. Here's we also get in trouble again. Here.
yeah,
The
Noah
whole
gets
thing's.
scared and he yells again, you're not my father, hoping he's not shaking.
Mm,
And then he's like, no, I'm not going to call him that. He doesn't care about me. And then I think I have to read. I know I keep reading so much crap, but I think I
yeah.
have to. It says, "No, you don't." This is so he's talking to Elliot at this point. So it says, "No, you don't. You made me question whether or not I should keep dancing because I don't know whether or not you're actually going to be proud of me. And don't get me started on the fact that I see you come home with bruised knuckles. You and your need to show you're all high and mighty and masculine. Tell me, did you knock out another perk today before deciding to come home and belittle mom?"
And we're like, oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're
We've noticed Noah's very perceptive. Also, yeah, Elliot still punches perps. So
yeah, that's a very proven fact. So, yeah, we need to use that one again.
we're going with it.
Yeah.
And then, Elliot gets mad. Noah's talking to him like that.
Yeah, no, it's so similar
Um,
though. No, it's a little later.
I'll just
Oh,
read this one line at the end of it. Most importantly, you've taken her away from the people who have loved her for years before you decided to waltz back into her life. You took her from the only man who had honor and respect for her. I've lost the strong woman I looked up to because of you. You don't deserve her, and you never will. And then Noah storms off.
yeah. Basically, we're like, "Ugh, we need more trouble for us, cause
Yay! And then at that
yeah,
point,
they kind of Olivia and Noah talk a little bit.
yeah,
Noah kind
he
of talks about
tells
how he feels.
and how he misses Raphael.
Yeah, they look at a picture they have, the last picture. They,
And then at one point, and then she's like, Noah's like, can we visit him tomorrow? I want him to know he was my hero. And so, uh, the next day, Elliot's at work. So Olivia and Noah go to visit, um, Raphael, and his headstone says, lawyer for the people, son, uncle, loyal, and a beloved friend.
Oh
Uh,
man, I almost cried again from reading that. I was like, wait a
yeah.
second. Ooh.
Oh no, we haven't even gotten to the part where Olivia
Oh,
wrote
this
one line and
the
I just turned
weeping,
sobbing. Oh,
uncontrollable tears. I
so
talked about this
Noah,
one time where
go ahead before I
I
keep
think
going.
I told this story where when I listened to Male Fantasy by Billie Eilish, that's what was in my head as I was writing this. The
Yeah,
last line she's like, I could never hate you. I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
tears, so much pain.
So
You hear, oh, he
Noah,
sobbed uncontrollably.
oh yeah, we sobbed a lot during this chapter. It's great. Um, Noah brings Eddie to the grave, and he's
Hmm.
like, "Did you remember you gave me an aside for a Christmas present? Uh, I didn't know it then, but it showed me that a father figure in my life,
Mm.
one that I can be proud of. I've only hope I made you proud of me. You're my hero." And he leans down and says, "I promise I'll do whatever it takes to give mom back her happiness." Uh, Olivia talks to Raphael for a bit. Then they hear like voices behind them, and they turn around, and Amanda and Sunny are there.
At this time, we
Uh,
hadn't decided they were married yet, but it's later on it does matter that
well,
no,
yeah.
we had decided at the time we hadn't decided that, but
No,
no,
because we
late in
didn't think we were gonna be writing any more of this,
we
but
didn't. We've shown them. We're like,
so
that's good enough.
Amanda's there with flowers. Sunny has a new candle in his rosary because he's Catholic. Uh, Amanda says, "We hope this is okay." Noah asked for us to come. Um, Liv says, "I'd probably come out here more than I should and talk to him about how shitty my life and my marriage are." And then Sunny, this is why I freaking love writing Sunny.
Yeah, he's so fun to write.
I think it's very prevalent, kind of like us as girls are writing it and
Yeah,
giving it like the platform of like that the show does in like fighting for the women and survivors.
yeah, definitely.
And
And that's a theme
so
that we tried to intentionally carry on
very
throughout the
much
story.
do.
Because we'll talk
He's
about something in a little bit.
yeah.
Uh, maybe in this episode, maybe not. I don't know, but probably in this one. Probably in this one.
So Sunny says to Olivia, "Liv, a man should love his wife unconditionally, not leave her questioning herself." Uh, Amanda's like, "You deserve to be happy again. We know nobody can replace Raphael, but Elliot is not right for you. He's broken you. We missed you, the real you." And then, you know, Sunny and Amanda reminisce about how much Raphael actually means to him. Because sometimes I think people forget how much he actually means to all of the squad.
yeah.
Uh, Sunny basically says like how the first time he went back in the courtroom, he looked at the defense table and just cried. Um, Amanda talks about how he was the first person who ever believed him about what happened to her in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
They all basically put the stuff down at the grave and they hug each other and cry. Um, Olivia says the worst part is he never got to hear me say I forgave him while he was alive.
Oh man.
Uh,
Oh
then
man.
Noah comes back and this is when I say we're getting the part where like I just literally wrote down the line and I started sobbing. And I was like, and you were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm crying." Um, so Noah comes back and he says, he talks to his Aunt Amanda and Uncle Sonny. Um, they hug him and it says, "Amanda breaks her hug, but Noah won't let go of Sonny." Amanda starts to cry again as she knows exactly why. After Raphael, Sonny was the most important man in his life. And that is when I started sobbing.
Yeah.
Because I very much believe, even though we haven't gotten a whole lot of scenes of Sonny and Noah, that it's very much true. Because we've gotten enough of them to know it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Sonny's like, "I love you, Noah. I'm so proud of you, and I know he would be too."
Yeah, it's very emotional.
Then we all wrap up. Uh, Noah's like, "I haven't been the mother you deserve." Olivia's like, "I haven't been the mother you deserve, and I'm sorry." Noah says, "Thank you, Mom, but don't just do this for me. Do this for yourself." Then they head back to the apartment.
Oh, this is where we really get in trouble.
This is
This
where
is
we
the big
really
one.
get in trouble. They think they're home, like alone, and they turn around.
That's what they thought they were.
They thought they were home alone. They turn around and see Elliot's on the couch with his arms crossed. He's like, "Where'd you two go? I was getting worried." Bullshit. Oh,
Yeah, we do this a lot. We're like, he's fake
fake.
happiness or fake sympathy or whatever word. He's very.
Olivia's like, "We were just up for a walk." Noah's like, "Why do you need to know?" At this point, Elliot's glaring at Noah, so Olivia has to say that he were visiting Raphael. He's like, "I've had enough of that." Noah's like, "It's my idea." Olivia's like, "You don't get to make a choice for that choice for us." And Elliot says, "Excuse me, if I don't want my wife throwing herself at a dead man." And then Olivia slaps him.
That theme is something very. That line is very important later. We haven't finished writing this. We haven't finished writing this part. This is very important.
No, Olivia.
What we're currently working on.
Ta-da.
Yeah, like ooh, surprise, surprise. It'll be fun. Y'all love that maybe.
Then I can't believe Elliot says, "I can't believe you would say something like." No, sorry, this is Olivia. "I can't believe you would say something like that. I may be your wife, but I'll never just forget Raphael." Elliot grabs her wrist at anger. Noah goes stop it, but Elliot glares at him, and then Elliot notices she doesn't have a wedding ring on, which, as you already mentioned, is a very big thing that we use. It's a theme we use a lot.
Yeah.
She says she forgot it. She's like, "How could you forget? You married to me." They left in a hurry. She didn't get to put it on. He's basically like, "Oh, so you'll make time to go see him, but won't put on your ring." And then she goes back to her room to put the wedding ring on, and Noah's alone with Elliot. Elliot tries to move on. He's like, "Did you have dance today?" And Noah's like, "Stop acting like you care, because I know you don't." And he's like, "You should know, this is hard on my mom. You should know you lost your wife." Which is true, honestly. If this ever happened, if you're like, "Dude, you lost somebody, your wife." I don't know.
Yeah,
Try
he doesn't
to
like
have
her.
some damn
Yeah,
sympathy.
he should know about grieving of all people, but he's a very poor griever, so you know.
Oh yeah, true. So it says, "Yes, Kathy was my wife. Part of her was the man who betrayed her." Noah's like, "You have no idea what he did for my mom, and I don't need to justify his actions to the likes of you." Elliot gets closer to Noah and he's like, "I won't have you disrespecting me." And Noah says, and I know we know he's 11, but come on, this kid is smart.
Yeah, Noah's very mature and very smart.
I should say the same to you. You could take a lesson from my Uncle Rafa. He knew how to treat people with respect, and he was more of a man than you'll ever be. And then Olivia walks back into the room, and Elliot is grabbing Noah by the shirt. And now, this is where a lot of people came at us.
Yeah, but this is a canon incident that happened with one of his children.
That I took, and I cannot remember the episode. Actually, I'm going to go find it so I can specifically say it.
So we'll be catching us slipping. You'll catch me slipping. I made it up now. It did happen.
Let me see if I can go find it, because I have to find it.
So as you do, I'm going to keep talking through it as you look that up.
Found it.
Okay, well, you're quick.
Okay. God, I lost it. Hold on. Yep. It was Turmoil.
Oh, it would make sense to be that one.
And let's see if I can see if the episode says it. The thing says it.
Me probably quote it. I mean, put it in the. Oh no, we didn't.
It doesn't.
Oh, we didn't put it in the references. Whoops. But anyway.
Oopsie. Okay, well now you know. So we took him to Turmoil when Dickie is like mouthing off to Elliot, and Elliot grabs him by the shirt and like pushes him near a wall.
Yeah.
So yeah. Come at me all you want. Come at me all you.
It's a canon incident.
Yeah. Come at me all you want, people. But it was a canon incident we took it from.
Yeah. So we didn't make that up exactly.
Nope.
We didn't. Okay. So this is where we more trouble. Okay.
This is where because we went through two different ideas for this, and then we decided to go with the worst one.
We sure did. I forgot what the other one was.
Oh, I do. I'll tell you when we get to it.
Oh, okay. Because I don't remember what the other one was.
So, yeah. Olivia walks in the room and she's like yelling at him. Elliot lets go of Noah, and Olivia immediately goes to check on Noah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm okay. And Olivia's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot's like, if he wants to talk to like a man, I'll treat him like one. Um,
I think I wrote that one, but it was kind of an interesting one.
it was a good thing though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if I should read this.
Yeah, this one needs to be read.
Olivia's like, I don't know what's gotten to you lately. He says, what's gotten to me? I wouldn't have married you if I knew you were going to be like this, Olivia. All you do is cry about some dead man who broke your trust and complain about being tired when I want you to do something. Keep that in mind for later.
Yeah.
I think
Hold on
that
to that.
the only solution to this problem is making sure you can never see him again. And Noah's like, how do you plan on doing that? And Noah says, well, rolling his eyes in a similar way to his uncle,
Yeah, this
which
is
I
very
wrote that
intentional. I love
specifically.
it. That scene is so funny. When
Yeah,
Raphael's walking by. I
yeah.
forgot what the line is. It's something about Dodds Jr.
Like
something about mini Dodds, and he's like,
tell him William Dodson's his best, and
oh yeah, and he's like, ugh.
Barbara walks behind Dodds and Mariska and immediately rolls his eye.
It's so
Right?
funny, man. Yes, it's
Raoul is very specific with like his facial
yes,
features
he's
or
such
like
good facial
things.
expression.
So
It's great.
yeah, anyway, I roll. And then Elliot takes the keys from Olivia's hand, throws them on the ground, her car keys from her hand, takes them on the ground, and stomps on them. He says, anytime either of you need to leave the house, you come to me. And this is
Yeah.
where we got
Good. Trouble.
canceled, very much
Canceled.
canceled.
Canceled. This is us.
Elliot,
Canceled.
oh god. Elliot sees Eddie sticking out of Noah's pocket, and he takes it from him. Olivia's like, please don't do this. And Elliot's like, he's 11 years old. He doesn't need a stupid elephant anymore. Noah is basically trying to fight for it.
Yeah. Ooh, this is
And he's like,
painful.
he cannot lose this. And so we had two options of how this is going to go.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember now. Go ahead and say it. I forget what
The
this
first option was Elliot accidentally rips Eddie.
Yeah.
And then this is the second option that we decided to use. I don't know why we went with this one, but
Because I think I remember the reason why we went this one is because if Eddie was ripped, he could be fixed.
oh
And we
yeah,
were mutually intentional about the fact that there would be nothing
yeah.
left. Yeah,
So
that's why we did that.
I have to read it.
Yeah.
Apologies in advance.
Oof, pain.
The two continue to struggle until Noah lunges for it one last time, causing Elliot to lose his grip, and Eddie falls right out the open window, right into a trash truck, just compacting its latest load.
Don't ask why this makes logical sense because it doesn't, but it makes sense for the story. We're keeping it. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure they've had a get
Yeah, he
crushed
did.
by
Oh
a
yeah.
trash truck.
Yeah, this is fine.
So
it's fine.
stuffed animal can.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So Noah cries out, no. Olivia is like, can't even imagine what she just saw, and she's looking at Noah, who's heartbroken. She's like, you have no idea what you just did. And Ellie's like, it was just a stuffed elephant, would have ended up in the trash one day anyway. Noah at this point is angry, very angry, but crying. He says, you don't understand. Uncle Rafa gave me Eddie as a child. It's the last thing I had of him. Don't think I didn't notice that Mom had to throw away the necklace he gave her because you broke it. So Noah saw everything happen last night.
Yeah.
He says, I saw it happen. I saw the sadness on your face. It's been there for a while. The only person who could have ever taken that sadness away was Uncle Rafa. I've never seen Mom happier than with him. I hate you, Elliot. You just took away one of the most important things in my life. I will never forgive you for this, and if you ever touch anything he gave us again, you will regret it. And then Noah heads to his room, slams the door. Elliot turns back to Olivia and kicks her broken keys over to her. At this point, he's like, he isn't even caring about what the hell just happened. He says, as for you, Olivia, you know you're supposed to tell me when you're leaving, and you're not supposed to lie to me. And I for sure reminded you more than once to wear your ring. If only you would listen and stop being so stubborn. And she's like, why do you think you have to control me? And he says, I think I'm being reasonable when my life is thinking about another man. And she's like, oh, you're one to talk. I've never dated while we were partners because you were jealous. And now you're jealous of a dead man who's my best friend. What does that say about you? Ellie's like, you're being ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with this. They fight. And she's like, well, maybe I don't want you as my husband anymore. She throws the
Yeah.
wedding ring on the ground and like, we're done.
Yeah, this theme was also something that reoccurs like once again. Also, we
Yeah.
we went through this several times.
And Ellie gets mad again. She grabs her by the wrist and pulls her towards the room
Yeah, we got canceled for this too. So
and
things
pushes
canceled right after this.
her
After this, it's all
on
there's no hope for us. We're canceled
the
forever.
bed. He's like, you don't get to leave. You don't get to walk out on me. And she says, oh, we both know you're so good at that. Because, who left 10 years, 10
Yeah.
plus years ago? Hint, hint. Um, and she's like, I'm done with you trying to control and manipulate me. I told you you don't own me. And he's like, really? Because I think your name and your broken car keys might say otherwise. I'll be back when you decide you want to talk this out with husband and wife. He slams the door.
Yeah.
She knew Elliot was violent with her before, but never knew Elliot was violent, but never with her before. It scared her. She quickly locked the bedroom door and she started searching around for something. So she pulled out a box in the closet where she kept her personal things hidden from Elliot. She takes out a photo album. She opens it. She looks at pictures of her and Raphael and Noah. And this is when we have our first song.
Oh, crying tears. This is
The first time
tears.
I ever heard this song. I literally started crying on my
You're like,
bathroom
you just go,
floor.
here you go, listen to this. Let's put this in
And
the
I
thing. We're like,
sent it to her. And I was like, we have to use
we've
this.
done this again. We do this quite frequently. Just like, here you go, take
I
the song.
don't know if I can play it, but I feel like we should play it.
I think we can, but I have to do it after. I have to put it in
Okay,
editing.
I will say the name of the song in case we can't get it.
Yeah, we should be. I should be
So
able to put it in editing though.
it's
Later.
called "There You'll Be" by
Yeah,
Faith Hill, and let me
yeah.
see if I can find the lyric that's basically was like me. Well, I mean
The
I
sob
started
story.
crying from the beginning, but
Yeah,
this is the part where the sobbing fully started. And
yeah.
it says, "Cause I always saw in you my light, my strength, and I want to thank you now for all the ways you were right there for me. You were right there for me for all ways." And the way she sings it, like Faith Hill, like does like this big belt thing and like sobbing
Mm-hmm.
at this point. And this is like she's holding the photo album, and by some miracle, she sees that her necklace is still in the trash can. She picks it up, she holds it close to her heart, looks up to the sky, and looks at the fearless pendant, and she says, "I finally feel that way again, Rafa." She continues, and it's like, in my heart, there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be, and everywhere I am, there you'll be.
Oh
Sadness,
man,
just go, yeah, if we can't
sad tears.
if we can't put the song in, go listen to it.
Yeah.
Uh, She puts the photos back, wipes her tears. She knew Raphael was always going to be there for her.
Mm.
She just wished she realized it sooner. She sat on her bedroom floor for what felt like hours, but then there was a knocking on the door. She chose to ignore it, and looked at her wrist where a bruise starting to form. And next thing she knows, she hears Olivia Stabler open the door. I didn't give you permission to lock doors in my house, in my home. And Olivia's like, this is her thought, but she's like, funny, last time I checked, my name was on the lease. Because I keep thinking that it's like they live in her apartment. Um, she's like, basically, at this point, she's trying to think of a plan.
Mm-hmm.
She left her phone in the living room. She didn't want to put Noah at risk. She heard the door knob jingle. She hid the necklace in the photo album. She closes the closet right as the door unlocks, and Elliot walks in. He's angry. And the
Mm-hmm.
last line of the dream is, "You never learn, do you? I guess I'll just have to teach you then." And Elliot
Yep.
goes near her, and next thing you know, we're back to present, and Olivia wakes up in her bed in a cold sweat. Um, then she thinks about all the dreams that or all the visions that she just had. And she's like, she's like, I have to think of something, um, to fix this.
Hmm.
And that is when we get to, chapter 4.
Yeah, it's a fun, crazy little piece we put together, and
Yep.
it
Um,
this
this
is
is,
chapter 4 is a very
we had a different idea for it.
it did
And
start this way.
then this is when on Tumblr we saw the gifs
Uh-huh.
of the clips in the interrogation room
Uh-huh.
of the one where Raphael played it in the courtroom versus what actually happened
Hmm.
when,
You watch Return of the Prodigal Son.
yeah, it's paused right before in the court. It's paused right before Elliot grabs Olivia, but
Hmm.
Elliot grabs Olivia like hard. Um, we literally said we didn't have this in mind when we wrote the previous chapter. We were intentional about how we wrote Elliot and Olivia's dream, but didn't realize Elliot had put his hands on her aggressively. So yeah, he's basically doesn't give a crap who he's grabbing,
Hmm.
even if it's her. Um, I even specifically said I was like, I knew his problem that violent tendencies have been a problem for a while, but I kept telling myself he would never hurt a woman. Now I know I was wrong because he nearly knocked Olivia aside to get to the fort. Not to mention all the other times he grabbed her arm roughly to get her attention. And we even put in the domestic violence like hotline link
Yeah, if you need it,
because
it's
we
there.
need it. If you need it, it's there. And if you do need it, our heart goes out to you.
Hmm.
Um, this song has 3 chapters,
Yeah.
but the important thing is Olivia heads into the precinct the next day. She rushes in, and Amanda immediately like notices something up is up. She sees Olivia's like crying, and Olivia's like, I don't know how else to explain this, but I had an extremely vivid dream last night, and Raphael's in trouble. We need to find him. Olivia's hyperventilating. Creasy's having her sit down, and she's like, it's a long story, but all you guys are right about something being off with Raphael. I just needed help figuring all this out. You know, more squad bonding
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit. And then Olivia's like, Amanda, I need you to go get his security cameras. Sonny, is there any way you can get in contact with his office, see if he's been, or if he's been in more contact with Wheatley? And Finn is like, I need you to check the prison and see if Wheatley has had any visitors in his current status. Sonny calls. So this is did we get this from canon?
Yes,
Yes,
this is canon.
yeah.
This is canon
This is
because it's the
canon.
end of the Christmas episode
Yeah,
of
of
OC.
organized crime.
Yeah.
So Sonny says that Raphael went to visit Wheatley a few days ago. That the case wasn't going to retrial, and that he was a free man. He got released that day, and yeah.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that I like the most because while he does have like a confident like air at times, he is also very insecure
Hmm.
about his ability in court. Um, so Olivia like can see guilt written across his face, and she's like, "Sonny, this is not on you. You did your damn best with the little evidence we had. You were able to come back from Richie's perjury and get Wheatley to show his true colors in this trial or not. You gave everything you had, and I'm so proud to have you be our ADA." Um, then they found out like that Barbara did go to Rikers. They found out that Wheatley asked Barbara if he was still considering his offer to be his conciliere. Barbara said, I told you once I don't suffer fools for clients. There will be never enough money in the world. Wheatley gets closer to him and he said there'd never be enough money in the world and there would be enough money in the world and he planned to get it.
Yeah, which is canon. We pulled that line. Those lines are particularly from the episode. So,
Uh, at this point, Olivia's looking at his face on the security camera and she's like, he didn't want to do it. He looks so scared. Amanda finds the security footage, and they see two guys cornering Raphael in his apartment,
Yeah.
and they all watch the security footage. And Olivia's like, "We have to go." Amanda's like, "Do we need backup?" Finn is like, "No time." Olivia's
Gotta
like,
go.
"Creasy, I know it's a big ask, but I need you to get a warrant for Wheatley's arrest now." Um, he'll try. He's like, he tries. They go. We get a song.
Yeah.
It's No Good Deed from Wicked, but it's a specific version. It's by Rachel Tucker, who did play the role both in London and in Broadway. But like it's like a more like rock version of the song.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like yelling at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to get to the let's see. Um let me see if I can get to the point. Yeah, this part. She's like, Raphael, Raphael, I promise no good deed will I attempt to do again, ever again. All right, enough, so be it. So be it then. Let all New York be agreed. I'm wicked through and through. Because at this point, she's like, if this is what it's going to take to save the man that she loves, so be it. And then we
Yeah.
get to we finally start writing Raphael, where he's barely clinging to life. He
Yeah.
wished the last person he spoke to wasn't Richard Wheatley. Um, then we have the song "What Hurts the Most."
Yeah. That's
It's
another tearjerker. But then we.
originally by not Raphael, Rascal Flatts, but this is the Kurt J version.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find the lyrics. Oh, gotcha. What hurts the most is being so close and having so much to say, and watching you walk away, and never knowing what could have been, and not seeing that loving you is what I was trying to do. Um,
Yeah.
so basically, like he's thinking, like I wish Olivia saw what I was trying to do for her because
Mm-hmm.
he loved her so much. Uh, then just as he's
Uh.
about to like close his eyes, he's like Olivia comes and he's like he knows he must be dead because he's there, but
She kind of she hopes he's not dead because the
he
dream.
hopes he's
She's
not
basically
dead. Um, at this point, like Amanda's calling the ambulance, Olivia's holding him. Um, and then I stole a line from Beauty and the Beast because it's perfect. And he's like, at least I got to see you one last time. Olivia's like, no, god damn it, you're not dying on me. We're supposed to be squabbling at 85, remember? Um, Finn is like taking his jacket off and putting his like to put pressure on one of Raphael's wounds. Amanda's practically yelling like, "No, we need the ambulance right now!" And this is where we find out that the letter from her dream
mm,
is legit. It's real because Raphael said he was told he didn't have a lot of time, so he wrote a letter and it's on his desk. Um, ouch. I keep
ooh,
reading this stuff and like, you
it's
have one of the most beautiful souls I've ever known. No, I forgive you.
ooh,
um,
pain, so much pain.
then the ambulance comes. Raphael's in it. Amanda walks over to Olivia and wraps her in a hug. She's like, everything's going to be okay. They found him in time. Sonny calls, and Sonny's very glad he's alive, but he's like not sure if he can cry. And Sonny's like, Amanda's like,
Mm.
it's okay. He puts the phone down and starts crying because
Yeah, everyone. It's very emotional here.
yeah. And this is another thing we took from canon, and I unfortunately can't remember what the episode was. But so Sonny's like, I'm glad he's okay. He pushes down hardest, but he couldn't get a warrant. No judge wants to sign one after the trial without hard evidence. And the DA's office was worried it would look bad with us going after him so soon. There's release. And Amanda and Olivia are both like thinking stupid optics bullshit because that is something Amanda has thought before when Sonny's like, we can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
My boss won't let me do it.
Yeah.
Because to them, they all have to like, they got an image to thing. They all head to the Sonny. Amanda's like, please be careful. because now he's got a target on his back too because he
Yeah.
just got threatened. They all
Yep,
head
over
to
cheap.
yeah, they all head to the hospital. The receptionist asks if they're family, and they're like they want to say yes, but they don't think that they're going to be on the list, his like official family list. So they all flash their badges, and the receptionist is like, okay. Um, I love these little details that we put, because we have that Sonny like pulls out his rosary and starts to pray,
Mm-hmm.
because it's what he does. It's
Yeah. It's very
what
him
he
to do that.
very much does. Uh, this this is you wrote this, and I'm like, dang, you put a lot.
Oh yeah, it's a
So
lot. It's bad. Yeah,
it's bad.
I was very intentionally detailed on purpose because
Trigger warning,
it makes
people.
sense later why it matters when something occurs,
Yeah,
which we'll say in a second.
yeah.
We can't say
Trigger
it. We need to
warning.
get to
I'm
it.
gonna trigger warning. So he's got 2 gunshot wounds
Yeah.
to the chest and
I had to
abdomen.
put gunshot wounds because you mentioned blood, so I had to put something that required
Well,
blood.
yeah.
So yeah,
He's
it's
got several broken ribs, a broken wrist, and a bad concussion. And they're monitoring his capabilities, breathing on his own since none of the bullets damaged his lung.
yeah, it's not good.
Olivia pulls out the letter from her pocket, and she like gets shocked because she's reading it, and she's like, the squad knows she's shocked, and it's like, guys, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I saw this letter in my dream. It says everything word for word, and I don't want to talk about it right now, but I saw Christmas past, Christmas present, and a future I'd rather not talk about. Um, Amanda and Sunny and Finn are comforting her. She tells them a little bit about the dream.
Yeah.
Sunny, she starts to cry, and Sunny says, "It's okay, Liv. It's okay to cry." She looks at him and is like, "You have no idea how much I needed to hear that." Because in her dream, Elliot was telling her stop crying. And I think I put this, but I like it. And it says, Olivia doesn't need validation from a man to express her emotions, but knowing that there is one that she's known for years, who cares her enough to tell her that means so much. She knows it's okay to cry for Raphael. She mouths thank you, and they all hug.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this one. It says Finn. Olivia says no. Finn says Olivia. If Raphael fights like he fights for people in court, I know he'll be okay. And then you put this because we had to.
Yeah.
He says, he will. I promised him a steak dinner the next time we got together. By which I mean he promised me dinner when he came back from Iowa. And they all start chuckling and they're like waiting.
Mm-hmm. Oof! Here comes the trouble.
This comes to trouble. An
This is
hour
gets us.
later,
This is the big
yeah,
trouble.
An hour later, Elliot Stabler walks in to see the squad. He says, is Olivia all right? I heard there was a shooting. Olivia calls out, I'm fine, Al. It's not me. It's Raphael. And then his attitude goes from, oh my God, is she okay, to anger.
Yeah.
Anger. Olivia sees his dark expression. She shrinks in her seat closer to Sunny. Amanda puts her hand on his shoulder. And Amanda's like, is everything okay? She shakes her head and looks at Sunny, and she said, I realized you were all right to warn me about Elliot. Elliot, Sunny's like, at this point, he's angry. He's glaring at Elliot.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot's like, why are you looking at me? She tells her squad, so Finn, Amanda, and Sunny, about the
Yeah. Christmas
Christmas
future.
future.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, can you give me a minute to Elle? He's like, can you tell me anything to, that? She's like, I need my space. She's like, fine. No need to give me attitude and excuse me for caring. You've changed, Liv. So yeah, he tells that's when she tells the squad about
Yeah, she talks about the dream, blah blah.
and she's like, I became his victim. They're like horrified that she has to think of a dream that was like that vivid.
Yeah.
And he grabbed her arm and pushed her in the room, and was like,
Mm-hmm.
just like he did in the interrogation room. That's when Sunny remembers all the interrogation room stuff.
Mm-hmm.
More, guilty Sunny. Like, he knows he
Yeah.
didn't do enough back then, but he's sure going to now. And I love this because I feel like it's very Amanda.
Oh, it is.
It says, all in favor of going to give the son of a bitch what for?
Yeah, I'm like, you would. They were ready.
She would! She
You
would!
would. They were close, but then we changed it. That did not. It's not what ended up happening.
And Olivia's like, guys, it's a dream. You don't have to do this.
No, they were like, it is not just a dream to us.
And Amanda, I love this too because it's like Amanda gets on her knees and looks at Olivia. She says, Olivia, take it from me. Back in Atlanta, I was controlled by the men who are supposed to be on my side. They made it their mission to put me down at every turn. I won't let Elliot do the same to you.
Mm-hmm.
They all go talk. Then Amanda, Finn, and Sunny go to confront Elliot.
They sure knew.
And they're like, you don't need to talk to her. They're like, you haven't let her make decisions for a long time. Amanda's like, you come to our office and want to run things and tell Olivia what to do. Things were better before you came back around.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, at this point, they're like, we know you've been putting your hands on her in anger. Olivia tells Elliot about the dream. And he's like, why are you all yelling at me? None of it was even real. And then Carisi says the thing Stabler is real. You make Liv question herself and the people she trusts. A man shouldn't need to control a woman just so he can feel better about himself. But the fact that I can picture Carisi saying the exact same
That
thing
scene is just. Ooh, I could see that one.
Yeah. We can put my rule is for writing is if I can hear a character saying it in their voice, or I can picture it happening, then I'm writing it.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, that's true about this whole incident.
It is very much true. It's like you can call yourself a man, but all I see is a snake.
Ooh, really? You wrote that line about Amanda, and I was like, ooh, what's that?
I was like, yeah, because it's Amanda.
Yeah.
Elliot looks at her and is like, why don't you watch your tone with me, sweetheart? Because, I don't know, at this point, I feel like angry or whatever, he would, like, not give a crap about what he's saying to
all
Amanda.
the rules fell out the window. We just have to let's, like, go for it.
And Carisi's like, watch yourself, don't talk to her like that.
Yeah, this is before Rosalie disclosed also, so it's like, they're not trying to say it out loud, but...
We're not, actually, no, I think this is before they disclosed, but also we're like, we weren't sure if we wanted to make this a releasey story.
We didn't. Yeah, we weren't sure about that, but
at the beginning. Wrote, like, moments of, like, hey, you can read it as releasey, but, like, we weren't going to outright say, yeah, they're together.
Yeah. We just, later on, we did decide they were together, but not now.
Yeah, because I think it was after, but, like...
Yeah, this part of the story needed to be about what it was about. So...
this is the important part.
Oh, yeah, watch yourself. He says, watch yourself, Stabler. You don't talk to her like that.
And he's like, or what, counselor? And he's like, you'll have to deal with me.
And I was like, oh.
And then Elliot took one look at Sunny and rolls his eyes, causing Sunny to turn angry. Olivia's jaw drops from Elliot's comment. And then they all look at Amanda. And she's like, you're all going to have to hold me back.
Yeah, Amanda's ready to fight. And I was like, oh, get him.
Because, it's very much Amanda. Amanda goes to get in Elliot's face, and then, now, you have to be known that Amanda doesn't see this, but Carisi sees it. So he sees Elliot's arm move up, and Carisi immediately pulls her back. And he's like, Amanda. And at this point, he's like, you get the hell away from her. And Elliot's like, she came at me. And he's like, Amanda's like, are you serious right now?
Yeah. Also, no, we were intentional about everything that happened the way it happened. It'll matter
very much
why.
So.
It'll matter why in a second. Well, not in a second. It might be before we get
there. Finn is like, first Olivia, and now you want to hurt Amanda. How dare you, man? And then Stable's like, if you want to be angry at anyone, maybe you should be angry at Barba. Olivia's like, we're basically in this situation because of you.
Yep.
He tells her that Raphael protected me, took the case to protect her. He mentioned a letter.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Elliot's like, Olivia, you were there. Wheatley was smirking like the asshole he is, trying to develop the fact that he killed my wife.
I'm sorry, I love Richard Wheatley as a character though, because
I
he gets
do.
under Elliot's
I
skin so
cannot
bad.
stand. I can't stand the actor, but like
No,
the character
the
itself
character
is.
is my favorite. Like, this is how he
This
gets
is
under Elliot's
where we
skin every time. This is where we get in trouble also. Ooh.
also get more careful. Because Elliot says what he did was hide the fact that a criminal had a dark ulterior motive and tried to put him back on the streets. Olivia's shocked, and then Elliot gets an idea.
Yeah, it's just really bad.
Raphael's doctor comes around the corner to talk to the squad, but Elliot intercepts him. He's like, "Are you his doctor?" And he's like, "Yeah." So Elliot flashes a smile and his badge, and it says, "Detective Stabler with the Organized Crime Bureau. Once Mr. Barber is out of surgery, he's going to need to come with me."
Yeah.
The doctor's like, "He can't leave the hospital. He's on a ventilator at this point to have his lungs recover." The squad is pissed. Olivia yells, "Elliot, are you fucking serious?"
Yep.
And he says, "You say he protected you, Liv, but in reality, he actually withheld evidence. I have no other choice." Crease is like, "You have zero evidence." Elliot's like, "No, but Olivia does."
And I'm like, oh, it was such a very particular thing. I'm like, ooh, that's tasteful.
And Olivia knows he needs the letter, and she's like, you are no way in hell are you getting this letter." She calls him selfish and evil. Stabler's like, "I'm doing it for you. Raphael's the reason the man who wants you dead is back on the street." Creasy is trying to defend him. Elliot's like he's a shark. Creasy's mad. And he says, and I very much like, even though in the show, they're like, it seemed like Creasy and Stabler have like so much of a, I don't know, candor of like respect.
Respect, but it's
at least on the trial.
On the trial, yes. There's an
Like,
incident before then, in that other crossover.
And
Where he's
Organized
like,
Crime in the crossover where he gets pissed
yeah,
at Stabler.
he was really mad. So I was like,
And I waited like weeks for that. Like, I was so happy. Anyway. Bestie. Okay, so do we want to turn this into a separate episode? Or just keep going and then chapter 5 will be the start of the next?
Yeah, so.
Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, Carisi has gotten mad at Elliot before, so what we write isn't totally off kilter. So Carisi looks at Elliot and he says, no, he's not. He's one of the best lawyers I've ever worked with and had as a mentor. He fought hard, not for Wheatley's benefit, but Liv's. And then Elliot looks at him and says, well, counselor, I have a hard time believing that when his fighting led to a mistrial. You should probably find a new mentor. Maybe then you'll actually have the skills to turn a confession into a guilty verdict.
Yeah, I was like, oof, dang.
And then at this point, Sonny's like, Amanda's like, not gonna let you talk to him like that.
No.
And he's like, for your information, detective, he does have that skill. He's shown it multiple times, including against Barbara. Now, I don't fully know what happened in the courtroom that day, but what I do know is that the only reason we couldn't even get a verdict is because the judge gave up too easily. None of that is on Sonny, so I wanted you to redirect your anger away from the person who fought to get justice for you and your family and got threatened in open court because of it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I know they're probably not going to ever give it to us, but like, Stabler did fight his very best to get justice for Kathy. The least Elliot could do was like acknowledge it.
Yeah. Like, everyone cared so much about this case, but then Elliot was thinking too much about Wheatley.
And then 2309, it was like, over, done, okay.
He's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so
more stuff happens.
Yeah, Olivia talks to him. She talks, but I kind of use the lyrics from Happier Than Ever a lot. So as Olivia's dialogue because I love that song and it fit this scenario. I thought.
Yeah.
Um.
Do you want to read that one of the lines where it says it?
Yeah. Okay. So. Um, okay. So hold on. Okay. Okay, it was sprinkled around a little bit, but it's particularly the end part of the song is in there. But she says, "I asked you to stay calm, but you did the opposite, and that scares me. You clearly aren't aware. You make me miserable. I don't want to feel that way, but it's hard when you aren't even aware that you're actually hurting people. I never treat myself the way you treat me." Um,
And Elliot's like, I'm plenty aware of my
yeah,
actions.
yeah, and then she's Wheatley
And
would,
this is very clear because, like, Wheatley wouldn't even know who I was if it wasn't for you, which is very much true.
yeah,
Because the
he wouldn't
only
care.
reason that Olivia met him was because he was like, she was there, like, making
Yeah,
sure the transfer went okay while
mm-hmm,
helping Ayana and Elliot.
yeah,
I should have known it wasn't okay. I lied on the stand for you, which is very much true.
mm-hmm.
Leia, yeah, more talking.
Yeah, yeah. I gave up
Then
everything
the
for you, and all you did was hurt me. You never showed up when I needed you. You don't pay any mind to my squad or who are my dear friends. I shouldn't have shut them out when they warned me about you. Those are similar lyrics. I kind of changed a little bit. Um,
and
and
then we
then
get to the
she's,
two lines
you
where
okay, wait. You ruined everything good in my life. You kept me
go
from the life I wanted. I wanted. You said you were always misunderstood. You always made my moments your own. Just fucking leave me alone. That actually is the song lyrics, so I did use them.
and it
It
fits.
fits so
It very
well.
much does. Then we get to the point to two
Ooh,
lines that basically jumpstart our entire the rest of the story.
yeah. This
Uh
wasn't supposed to happen either.
yeah. Elliot says, Olivia, I've only said what you needed to hear. I'm sorry if it hurts hearing your precious. What do you call him? Rafa is nothing more than a cold hearted man who manipulated you to serve himself, did nothing but make you realize your judgment is impaired. And Olivia responds, the only person I've misjudged is you, Elliot. You are an insensitive, aggressive, and toxic man who has gaslit me for the last time. You're just as manipulative as Richard Wheatley.
And we're like, oh,
And then
yeah,
Olivia goes to
cancel.
leave, go back to her squad, but she feels a strong grip, grab her arm, and turn her around. I'm not going to read all of it because,
It's a long
but
paragraph.
basically, trigger warning. Um, at this point, Elliot is grabbing both of her arms tightly. Olivia is thinking of what happened in the interrogation room. She never thought she'd be afraid of Elliot, but she was. She felt tears coming to her eyes. Elliot's fingers dug into her skin. The squad immediately jumped into action. So Amanda, just going to give you all a visual. So Amanda's trying to pull Olivia away while she's sobbing.
Yeah.
The guys are trying to hold Elliot back, but he's too strong and knocks them both to the ground with his like body or his elbow instead. Elliot's still holding her, Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia's frozen and doesn't know what to do. She tries to fight back, but instead Elliot moves his hand down and grabs her wrist, like very hard.
Yeah, this detail is very important for a long
You'll
time.
find out. Suddenly, a nurse walks around the corner and sees Amanda crying while still desperately trying to help Olivia. Uh, and Sunny and Finn, even though they scramble, are still trying to pull Elliot away. And Olivia's crying as the grip on her wrist and the arm is getting tighter. The nurse is like, what's going on here? Elliot lets go of Olivia. She falls into Amanda's arms sobbing. Sunny goes over to the two, but he keeps his distance in case Olivia doesn't want another man near her at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And Finn grabs Elliot by the collar, making sure he isn't going anywhere. Sunny tells the nurse they need security. Amanda's like, we need to ask the doctor if she could check your wrist and arms. Sunny is asking her if it's okay if I come help you. He's like, thank you, but Olivia's like, thank you, I need a moment because
Mm-hmm.
he's a caretaker. It very much is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Elliot is still trying to talk to her. Finn is angry.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is where we get our third song, which I absolutely love this
You
song
do love the
so
songs,
much.
and it does
I
fit
do.
this scenario.
It's like one of our very first. We have a Anti-Stabler playlist on
We
Spotify.
do. Yeah.
And
If
it's
y'all
one
want
of
us
the
to link
very
that, we'll put that in the description if you want
yeah,
to listen to it.
it's
I'll put that in the description.
one of the very first songs I ever put
Yeah.
on the playlist. So the
It's such
song
a
is
good
"I Say
playlist.
No" from Heathers, but it's from the UK version, so you gotta look up "I Say No" Heathers UK.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if I won't read the whole thing because you guys just need to go listen to it.
Yeah, you need to go have the experience. This is
Um,
really just a musical, but it's not.
Surprise, guys! I put music everywhere because
Yeah.
all the cast can sing basically. So why not?
Mm-hmm.
Um, this one specifically. You said you changed. You said you changed, and I believed in you, but you're still using me to justify the harm you do. Because Elliot, on his first for certain episode, was like, "I've changed,"
I mean, we're like, where?
and he's still using Olivia to like justify all the stuff he's doing, even in his trial, everything. Um, I had to change some of the lyrics because they didn't make full sense with the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I do really enjoy it. It worked really, really well. That's
It
why.
very much does. At this point, because I had to use this from it came from the show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's Elliot's like, but I love you. It also
Yeah,
freaking
that
works
it does
because
because it's canon. That
he
did
said
happen in
it in
canon.
Organized Crime, and it also comes from the musical. So, and everyone is basically like, seriously.
Yes, this was so fun. All
Um,
right, it's crazy, but it was fun.
this is and Olivia like breaks from Amanda's hug. She stares down Elliot. She says, "This is it. I won't cry. Starting now, I will try to pay back all the karma I owe. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Start again somewhere new, far from cool guys like you. So goodbye, cause now I say no. I say just in time. I say new. Say no. Somehow I'm saying no. Just say no. I say no. She gets in his face again, or it's like as much close as she can, and yells, "No, nurse." It's better when it's actually sung, but I can't sing, so go listen to
Yeah,
it.
I don't have that talent
Um,
either.
Nope. Just then, a nurse comes to make sure Olivia's okay. Security comes in to make the arrests. And
Oh,
then
this was a
Amanda says,
badass moment.
"Wait, let me." She pulls her cuffs out of her pocket, snaps them on Elliot's wrist. And I gotta admit, I watched the show so many times, I can basically type the Miranda rights verbatim now.
Yeah, we did. We had to make sure we were like, let's go. This is joked about.
And
Let's be lawyers. We had to go
yeah,
look up. I had to make sure all of these things were correct.
Elliot's like, "I know my rights," and Amanda's like, "Hope these cuffs aren't too tight, sweetheart." You know,
And
remembering what she said to her
yeah,
earlier. Um, and then Finn picks up his phone and calls Ayana because we can't not write her. We love her.
yeah,
Also, it's one of her detectives is getting arrested. She basically, Elliot, like, didn't even care at this point. He's looking at Tracy. He's like, these charges won't stick. And Sonny gets close to Elliot and lowers his voice so only he can hear, the only other man can hear, and he says, "You forget that I know all about you. This time I'm getting a guilty verdict." And
and this is
Ellie's like,
important later. Hold on to this.
"Try
Hold on
your
to this sentence
hardest
later.
then."
Hold
The
on to
two
it
men had,
later.
yeah, the two men had glaring at each other. A few minutes later, just before the squad has a chance to breathe, Ayana comes walking around the corner. She's like, "Does someone want to tell me why my detective was escorted out here in handcuffs?" And Finn is like, "Make a long story short, he got angry, assaulted Olivia, and likely broke her wrist." Uh, Ayana's shocked. Olivia has an arm, comes back, and her arm's in a brace. They say that they need to get everything ready to put her wrist in her cast. Olivia's standing there, looks and sees Ayana standing there, and she's like, Ayana's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, what just happened?
Olivia's like, "I can explain." Elliot's like, "No, only one should explain is Elliot." Ayana has to find, it's like, "I need to hear what happened." So they tell her about her dream. Uh, Ayana's apologizing, and then she's like, "I shouldn't have let him push Jet and I around either. ILB will handle this, I'll make sure, but you have my word. But everyone's like, what are you talking about, pushing you guys around?
I
And
forgot about this incident for a second until we
more
read.
canon stuff, because people think
Yeah,
I'm pulling this out of my, you know what.
yeah.
Um,
This literally was the whole episode. That
this is
was a what
from the
too
court,
useful
this is from the Christmas episode.
show is.
So Ayana says, when he came back to the precinct after the trial and was very on edge and needed us to help find Elliot, he immediately barked at Jet for her to use her tracking skills to help him find Elliot. She tried to tell him that she could get in trouble because this is not our jurisdiction. And at first, I tried to warn him, but eventually, I gave the okay for him to see the footage. And now I know I shouldn't have. He kept telling Jet to go through the security footage faster and would barely let me get another word out. When Jet stopped for a second, he got aggressive and moved from beside me and got closer to Jet, telling her to run it. Uh, and she told him she had to wait for the password. And if there's any decency in the world, they get the pass. He said, or is it? She
I think
said, if
Jess is
Jet, if
yeah,
there's
Jess
any
is yeah.
decency in the world, they get the password fast. When we saw the footage of Mia, I didn't really want Jet to have to look at it. Jet is perfectly capable, but someone her age doesn't need to see what we saw. But Elliot wanted us to keep looking through the footage, even making Jet rewind it until we got to the truth. Then he's like, so he thinks he's got all of us on his tight leash. And Liana's like, yeah, that ends today. And Amanda's like, is Jet okay? She didn't get in trouble, did she? No, no one's in trouble. This is, and I have to say this because it comes later, but Ayana takes a deep breath and she said, she seemed annoyed by Stabler. She rolled her eyes and took a breath, and he started to rush over to her station. When she was talking about the password, her voice got kind of quiet, like she didn't understand why he was pushing her when they literally had to wait a minute to get the information he needed. Uh, da, da, da. Olivia's like thinking she like should stopped Elliot's behavior
Mm-hmm.
while they're working together, but she realized if she didn't, he wouldn't have left, and then she never would have met Amanda or Nick or Barbara or Carisi. She would have adopted Noah. Basically, all the stuff that happened in her life that was good that happened after she left.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Ayana says, "Well, your squad has your back, and so does mine." Well, this is another thing. The ironic thing is, Barbara reminded me of Ali's behavior in the courtroom. Everything he said was true, and he spared me by not showing the full tape in court. And then, because Barbara was very clear saying this in the trial when he was
Mm-hmm.
talking to Yana, like basically her nephew is in her and her family, because of her nephew, are in the middle of like a police brutality case.
Which the show seems to have forgot about, but
Yeah,
whatever.
honestly. Um, Ayana says, well, Mr. Barbara was right to appreciate the irony. I won't let brutality like this stand when it happens to my family members. And then one of my detectives does this. Um, Ayana leaves. Olivia gets her cast. She finds out she has a hairline fracture.
Yep.
Uh, she asks how Barbara's doing. He's on a ventilator in a coma.
Yep.
Da-da-da. She gets a purple cast because she likes purple. We're gonna go with that.
Yeah, we just say that and we're keeping it and whatever.
She has to keep the cast on for a few weeks, and it might be difficult with your job, but you are gonna have to take it easy for a while. Be careful. She's like, the nurse is like, let your friends know the area might still be a little sensitive. They bring her back. Ayana is still there, and she goes.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about this. Ayana goes over her. She asks Olivia if it's okay. She takes a look. So Olivia moves her shirt sleeve, and
Mm-hmm.
Ayana can see what Elliot did to her. Then we find out that she's like, we're gonna have to think of him facing consequences, and this
Yeah.
Olivia wants to press charges, and everyone's like, "We'll be there for it if you do or you don't." Um, Olivia sees Sunny has been crying, and she's like, Sunny, are you okay?" He's like, "I told you I wouldn't let this happen again, and then it did. You got hurt again. I'm so sorry." Sunny and Olivia's like, "Sunny, this is not your fault. You and Finn trying to fight him off." She's like, "What can I do to help you? Because this is very much Sunny."
It is.
Um, as for what I think, and she's like, "As for what I think you're really trying to get at here, all I ask is that you ask before you move. You get more than a bit closer to me." Sunny's like, "Do you need me to move?" And Olivia's like, "No, it's okay. I came over here. It's just when you want to initiate the contact, it makes me anxious and it becomes a trigger," which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, more supportive stuff. Olivia drives home. I mean, Amanda drives Olivia home, and she talks to Amanda, and she's like, "How do you decide and then decide how to press charges?" And Amanda's like, "I admit I'm not the best person to ask. I wanted to forget what happened to me in Atlanta and move on. It wasn't until it happened to someone else and I saw he might get away with it again that I realized I needed to look deep inside and figure out what I wanted." Amanda looks Olivia in the eye and she's like, "Barbara was the first person I ever told the whole story to. He felt horrible when they couldn't use my testimony in court, but he fought like hell to get justice for Detective Tamor and a way myself. I guess what I'm trying to say is, Olivia, you got all of us to fight for you, whatever you choose." Olivia goes home. She takes off her jacket and she sees her cast on her wrist and the fingerprints now starting to bruise in her arm. She's reminded of what Barbara said in court. Does the NYPD condone vigilantism, or only when the vigilante is a member of the NYPD? He was right, and all that ends today. She picks up her phone and calls Amanda. "Amanda, it's Olivia. I'm pressing charges." And that's the end of chapter 4.
Yep.
And next episode will be chapter 5 because we are getting way too long.
Yeah.
But chapter
We did cover
chapter
4
5
chapters.
chapter 5 is one of my favorites.
Wait, hold on. Let me check to see what chapter 5 is. Oh, yeah. This one's fun. This one's
Yeah,
fun.
this is so much fun because you got a lot of stuff.
We had a lot of fun of giving characters more airtime, basically.
Yeah.
In a
I
more fun
literally,
stream.
I'll read this thing when we get to the next episode. So for now, thanks for listening. And we'll be back for the next bonus episode next time.
Whenever it is. We don't know when they're putting it up. We may just take a poll, but alright, what day y'all want the bonus episode?
All right.
Who knows? Alright.
So, bye guys.
Bye. Thanks for listening.